YouTube, what it do, 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 what it do. It's currently September 29th, I think. I have work in an hour, but I'm just finna get this little quick workout in at the park. I usually do this in the crib, but it's just for the video. But I ran 2 miles today, this morning. Shout out to my boy Tavion. We'll be running every Monday. I try to go 2 times a week, run 2 miles. He run 3-4 miles, but I ain't there yet. But I'm walking to the park right now. It's up the street, but I'm walking just so I can, have a little intro for the vlog or whatever. Update on my life. A lot of shit been happening, really car problems. I had this engine misfire, and I got a V6. So basically, long story short, it costs bread to fix the engine misfire, when usually it wouldn't cost a lot. Probably cost $300-400, which is still a lot, especially if you don't have it. But it costs 3-4 times that, so I ended up having to pay $1,200. Didn't have the money, but found a way to get the money. If you're in Virginia, if you're in the 757 area, if you ever need money for something or a loan for something that comes up like that, then you can go to First Virginia, and it's probably something like that in other states as well. But I know in Virginia, in the 757 area, it's one by Janov, and that's the only one in the 75. So First Virginia, if you ever need a loan for something. They didn't check my credit. They just looked at my pay stub, see what I make, and they gave me a loan. So that helped me also to so I can have my car to go to and from work. But not only that, just yesterday, I left my charger at work. I was at home. My phone was on 5%. Realized I left my charger at work. I live 20-30 minutes away from my job. So I went back there, and I should have took a nap and then went, but I was let me just go get this charger and come back. I fell asleep on the highway. Not fell asleep, oh, that's car. But I didn't fall asleep. I kind of dozed off. And I'll be honest, I didn't doze off for not even 5 seconds. It was literally a second. But I was in the left lane, and they have these little white things that stick up. I wish I could show y'all, but they have white things that stick up out the ground. And of course somebody over there at the park, but we can get this work in right here. They have these white things that stick up. And I had drove into it. Fucked my car up. Fucked my tire up. My tire kind of just blew up type shit. Not blew up, but it got this big ass hole in it. So I'm gonna need a new tire. Not only that, kind of damaged the front of my car a little bit. It's a headlight, and then it's the light under the headlight. That part is gone. Well, the light that's under the headlight is hanging, and then the exterior, the piece of the car that covers it, is gone. So I have a spare on it right now. I get paid in 2 days. Today's Monday. I get paid Wednesday. So I'm gonna get a spare. I'm not a spare. I'm gonna get that changed Wednesday when I get paid. But a lot been just trying to hold me back, and I'm trying to go to YB concert. YB concert. I'm going to the one in South Carolina, October 9th. I'm definitely putting this out before October 9th. So if you just so happen to see this and you at that concert, say what's up. I'm gonna be at the concert in Columbia, South Carolina, October 9th. And it's gonna be fun, man. It's a lot of stuff holding me back though. I had got the tickets before all of this stuff happened with my car. Feel me? So I ended up having to pay the loan from First Virginia. Kind of it paid for most of the car thing, but I still had to come out of pocket $400. And then this right here, that's another $100. So that's $500 that I didn't need to spend on this stupid. I won't say on this stupid car, but that's $500 that I didn't have to spend. That could have been literally spent going down there, like getting a room, getting food, getting a ride, you know, gas, going to and from there, maybe even getting like a rental car to go down there. But now it's like I just gotta take this little beat up car down there and not do shit down there, you know. But we gonna get a hotel, like a hotel room that's close to the whatchamacallit. That's close to the the actual arena. It's like literally walking distance. So yeah, and I think these kids wanna play here. But I was gonna do like this video, like me doing pull-ups, me doing push-ups. It's not even like really sunny outside, but it's like people here, and I don't like that. And I was finna do it like after I recorded this little segment or whatever. But I got a little walk in. I guess that's a little warm up. But yeah, I'll see y'all back at the crib. YouTube, what it do? So, got some great news. After a lot of, you know, applicants, after a lot of interest, we probably got over like 20 people wanted to, you know, 20 people interested. But, you know, a couple people, you know, kind of, I'm not sure it fell through. You know, we had this guy that wanted, he said he had three, well, he said he had two other roommates total. Let me just put this down somewhere. Let me see. What can I hold this up against? Oh, damn. Let's see. So yeah, like I was saying, this guy had two other people with him. I think it was like a work trip that they needed to be on for like 2 to 3 years. So we was gonna charge them like $1,300 a room each, and the max that they wanted to do was $1,400 because their thing says. And I'll show y'all on it. I think this is gonna be a video of, you know, what to expect from Furnish Finder, like what to expect after you furnish your midterm rental, how to respond to the people. I know I'm gonna do a reel on that on my Instagram. Go check that out. Tay Jones at Tay Jones Jr. TAY Jones Jr. on Instagram. I don't know if it'll be up by the time I drop this video, but it should be up. I think I'm gonna record that either tomorrow or Monday. Week 2 NFL Sunday tomorrow too, by the way. But back to what I was saying, we did have a guy that we was gonna charge like $1,350 each, which put us like right at that 4,000 mark. And we were personally looking for, you know, $3,600, you know, for the house. So that would have been like $400 above what we was even looking for. You know, if he could find another. He said it was 2 of them, and then max that they, you know, would pay, because the way Furnish Finder works, it tells you like kind of their budget, their range that they want to be in. And it was $2,400 to $2,800 for 2 rooms. So $2,800 divided by 2 is $1,400. So that's the max that they were willing to pay each. And if you got another guy in there, we could, you know, lower it to $1,350 for everybody to put us at that 4,000 mark. But when I hit him up, he was basically just saying, you know, like, he asked me, he said he was interested, and it was going back and forth. Then he asked me, is the other room available for rent? And I said, you know, yes, it is. It will be available for rent. And then he said, you know, let me try to get my other guy in there. And then we said, okay. You know, what's a good time for you to, you know, to let us know what's a good time frame for you to get back to us. He said, when I get off, you know, at 6, I'll ask him, and then I'll let y'all guys know. He said, cool, but that was yesterday, and he still hasn't hit us up even today. And today's like almost over, and that was like yesterday, so it's about to be 2 days ago. So meanwhile, today, a lady that we actually tested back, like one of the first people that we actually tested back, cause if y'all don't know, it's a little background story. We didn't know how Furnish Finder app worked, you know, or at least we didn't have the app downloaded to receive all the messages and see all the things that you can do on Furnish Finder on the app itself as a host. So when shout out Mr. King, my mentor, when she came over, like, you know, we listed a property on Furnish Finder late August, like the 28th, 29th, and we had like 3-4 people hit us up on the 29th, but we didn't see it until like September the 5th or 6th or something like that. We didn't see it until like almost a week later, because we just didn't know where to see the messages at. So we thought that we could just post it, you know, from the website, and then we'll, you know, get the messages and everything like that to our email, but it was actually on the app. And so that's also, you know, a little tip. If you want to take this route and, you know, go the midterm route and download Furnish Finder, that's also a tip. You know, download the app, do everything from the app. You can message them from the app. You can, you know, do a lot of stuff, from the app. But yeah, so a lady that we, you know, one of the first, you know, people to hit us up, her name is Mary. So shout out to her. When she hit us up, she said she's interested. And then we hit her back like a week later, like I said, because we didn't see the messages until like almost a week later. And we said, hey, are you still looking for a place? She didn't respond, so we just thought, you know, she found a place by now. But today is the 13th, and that was like a week ago, maybe, on like the 6th or 5th. And she hit us up today saying that she hasn't found a place. So I don't know if she, you know, almost found a place and it fell through. But she said she hasn't found a place yet. So we said, you know, great. And she can do the 3,600 that we're looking for. So we said, great. We're available. You know, we're still available. We're still looking for applicants. So basically that's, you know, what we said. She said great, and then we had scheduled a showing. So now we have a showing. So now we're gonna show her the property on Tuesday, and today is Saturday at nighttime. Tomorrow is it'll be Sunday in like, you know, an hour. And so we have a schedule Tuesday, and we're probably like 80% done, 75% done with the house. We bought some stuff. I'll show y'all. We bought some stuff. That's what I'm doing right now. Just like all the kind of essentials, like bowls, hangers, napkins, and paper towels, and toilet paper, glasses. I don't know if y'all can see that. Like wine glasses like this. We got some cups in there. We got some plates. We got some cleaning stuff. We got some soaps for the bathrooms. We got some hand soap, you know, plunger, you know, things like that. You know, stuff for the dishes, things like that. So we're gonna, that's definitely, you know, a good step that we don't have to do that. We did that. We went to my guy Travis, which is actually Tavion guy. When we went to that's a tongue twister. When we went to his house, cause he's been in our own house. So all of this stuff is like motivational for me, bro. It's like motivational, inspirational. Breaking down the numbers. I'll break down the numbers on 2 of them actually, because the first example that I was saying, and this example right now that we have a showing for Tuesday, we're gonna show her the property. Hopefully she moves in. I'll start with her first. So she is going through a VA program, where so she doesn't. I don't think she has to go out of pocket for anything. She said if it's over if like what we charge is over what they can do, which is $3,650, then she'll come out of pocket for anything, for any fees that's, you know, over that. But she doesn't have a pet or anything. So, and then she said they can cover the first month's rent, the last month's rent, and deposit like right now. So, and she got approved for it too. So make sure that when y'all asking people, are they going, through something, through an agency, through a program, make sure have they already been approved for it too, because a lot of times they say they have, but when you actually give them a number and then they give that number to the program doesn't cover it or covers a part of it or a portion of it. So make sure that they've been approved and how much they've been approved for. So this lady has been approved for 36. This lady has been approved for $36.50 a month. We're gonna charge $3,600 because that's what we're just gonna do anyway. So we're not just gonna, bump the 50 just because we can. But the mortgage on this property, I think it's $2,200. I'm not sure the details. I know Tavion knows. The mortgage on this is $2,200 or $2,300. If we have to come out, a couple hundred, just to save for, PITI and things like that, and just to save for any 10% for any repairs. I don't know why that word lost me, but for any repairs throughout the year, then that's what we'll do. So, that's like $200, and then it's probably like another, $100. So that's like $300. So let's just say it's $2,600 that we're coming out of pocket every month, paying for this property, the mortgage, and the repairs and things like that, and put money to the side so that the money saves us for taxes and things like that as well. So that's $400, $300, so that's a $700 difference, and then you split that in half, me and my brother Tavion. So we're gonna be making say $350, $400 extra a month off of this property for the next, hopefully 1 to 2 years. Hopefully this is a long-term thing that she wants to do. And it's kind of like that middle ground where it's like we can do long-term, it's a mid-term rental because we're doing at least 30 days, and we're not, it's not a year or more lease, but they can extend it to that. So I think she wants to do I think she has it from now to next June, and if she wants to extend it, then she can. If she doesn't, then we'll just find somebody else for next July. But for the rest of this year and the first 6 months of next year, she definitely wants to stay here. So what's that? October, November, December, and then 3 months. So 9 months of $400 extra a year passive income, so, or $400 extra a month, passive income. So that's one example. The second example I give with the rooms is where the guys we was gonna give them, a separate lease for each one of them, so they're not kind of depending on each other. But it was gonna be the same lease for each room, and that's $1,350. And that's, like I said, is at that 4,000 mark. So that increases our profits margin by 400. So we would each get, 200 each more on to our total. So, or to our profit. So I would get 600 and Tavion would get 600 if we got 3 rooms filled. So that just goes to show the comparison and what you could do. It's pros and cons to it. You get more money, but it's 3 people at once, so like we was fortunate enough to, if they did want to go through it, we was fortunate enough that they all knew each other and that they all worked together, so it wouldn't be 3 total strangers in one room and in one place. But that's how it is for me, I midterm myself, and there's 3 other guys that I didn't know, and it's perfectly fine. We barely talk to each other. We're in a group chat. It's it's peaceful, it's quiet. Maybe I got a good situation or a great situation. I'm not sure, but for me, people just need a place to stay, and they're gonna respect others. Especially if it's everybody grown. Nobody's a kid in college or anything. So yeah, that's just the difference between the prices. But we have this showing, like I said, Tuesday at 2. I'll let y'all know how that goes. I just sprayed down for the spell. I just sprayed these oils. Let me put y'all onto these oils that we got from my mentor, Mr. Kima, as well. Shout out to her. We got this Stress Relief Essential Oil Perfume Mist. We got this from, I think I can see that. We got this from Bath and Body Works. And it's you spray this on the fabric. So like any like couches and chairs and curtains and pillows and things like that, and mat, like the bed and stuff like that. Spray that on there. And then we got this as well. This is like just room spray. Which, I think y'all can see that. It's room spray. It's both stress relief. It says concentrated room spray. Like I said, this says, the other one says essential oil perfume mist with the vitamin E and aloe. And then this one just says concentrated room spray and spearmint and another word that I can't read. I don't know if y'all can see that in gold. It says something plus something under stress relief. But yeah, those are two things I use, and it actually smells better. So I just gotta keep spraying that. Maybe get some candles in here, get some scents in here, get some plugins in here. Make it really smell good in here. Cause that's the main thing. Then we gotta put up like TVs, and we gotta change the locks on the doors so that it's like a number lock and not a key lock. And we gotta get Wi-Fi in here. We actually got TVs, but we need another TV in here. We gotta mount them. And then we just need to do like stuff like that, just make it a home for somebody to, like Wi-Fi, just make it a home for somebody to come in and just, be ready. It needs to be ready for somebody to come in and just live their life, like they, always lived here. So, yeah, I'm going to be cleaning up. I just wanted to shoot this video. I didn't know what my next video was going to be. I just kind of made the YouTube, like, I'm doing something that, I always wanted to do, which is be in real estate. Shout out my boy Tavion for that. And yeah, man, a life update. I've been slacking actually. I need to be doing my push-ups a day. I need to be doing like 50 push-ups when I wake up, 50 push-ups on my break at my first job, 50 push-ups when I get off, and then 50 at night so I can get my 200 in. But I've been slacking, bro. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I've been slacking. I'm gonna do 50 before I leave here, actually, and that'll be my first 50 for the day. But I'm definitely gonna, be on top of that. But we did just run the last 2 Mondays. I've been going with Tavion to this trail, and it's like 2 miles. And the first time I went, like 2 weeks ago, I croaked. I'm not gonna lie, like, boy, I was struggling, bro. I'm trying to tell you, I was struggling. I was running and then walking and running and walking, but I don't even think I made it to like a quarter of a mile before I started walking. Like, it was my first time running in like a year though. Like, I was like exhausted, and I think I was trying to keep up with Tavion, so I was running a little faster, you feel me? So I just tired out like real quickly. But the second time last week, I ran, it was at my own pace, and I ran, I ran the whole 2 miles nonstop. So that was definitely like a big improvement for me. And I said, it's really mind over matter. Cause I said, I'm gonna pass the quarter of a mile, and I'm gonna get to half a mile. Then I'm gonna start walking at half a mile, cause that's an improvement from the previous week. You see what I'm saying? Of me, not making it to a quarter of a mile. So I said I'm gonna get to half a mile, and I'm gonna stop. But once I got to half a mile, I was just like, just keep going and just see where it goes. You feel me? Then I went to three quarters of a mile. Then I went to a mile, and I was like, you can't stop now. Just keep going. I was listening to music till I really got to that last quarter of a mile. Like, when I got to like 2.5 miles, 2 3/4 miles, and I could like see the finish line kind of, and I was just like really trying to struggle and push through. I was just saying, like, don't quit. Like, you came too far to quit. I need to set a standard to do it, every time, and only got one chance at this. Like, not one chance at it, because I could obviously, run this week and run nonstop if I did it last week. But it was just like set a standard in my mind, like to tell myself that I know you can do it because you've done it before, And so I started listening to like that last half a mile. I started listening to like Eric Thomas. Tavion put me on to him too. He's like a motivational speaker on YouTube. But I just, I was listening to music. Then I just went on my phone. I was running. Typed in Eric Thomas on YouTube. I just clicked the first video, and then I put it back in my pocket, and then that gave me the extra motivation to just keep going to that finish line, and I felt great. Like, it feels like terrible. Like, your body feels like hurting. Your body's hurting, but it feels so great, like 10 times greater than your hurt, that you actually finish something and you put your mind to something. and you made something that you thought of reality. And that's one thing from the video that of Eric Thomas that I do remember. If you can think it, you can do it. If it's in your mind that you can do it, then you can actually do it. You just have to put in the work, put in the time, put in the the pain to actually make it a reality. Put in the sacrifice to actually make it become reality. So this video is almost 20 minutes long, so I'm not even gonna like put in me putting up everything. It's late and I gotta wake up early in the morning. I am off for my second job tomorrow, so I'm probably gonna be either doing stuff here or at Tavion House watching the games. But I think we should just do stuff here just to make sure it's good, because Saturday I work all day and then Tuesday I'm off. But yeah, I'm gonna get back to y'all. Make sure to tap into my Instagram, Tay Jones Jr., Tay Jones Jr. on Instagram. I should have a reel explaining kind of what's the word, like targeting or just focusing on the midterm rentals and how to get started and how to actually respond to these people that's gonna be hitting you up, because you'll be surprised. Just put up a good place and people are gonna be interested in living there, because people need a place to live. See what I'm saying? And especially like travel nurses and things like that. It's definitely and it's one thing, hearing it. Our mentor, she has like 5-6 of these places, and she even, does it at the place that she lives in. And she said, oh yeah, such and such did it and posted it, and they got somebody there in no time, and when I did this, I got somebody there in no time. And this person is moving out, and now I got another person and within less than a week, and You feel me? It's one thing hearing all that, but when you actually see it, like, dang, all these people, we get stuff literally every day for the past 7-8 days. We've got multiple people that have been acquiring about, moving in. So it's definitely possible. You just have to put in the work, know what you're doing, get the knowledge. You're making the right step right now watching this video. You're going to make even more of a right step subscribing and watching the next videos, because I'm going to take y'all on this journey. We in rats right now, but we're going to go to riches. We're going to go to riches real soon. So y'all tap in, y'all lock in, y'all stay with me. And we out.